Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome back if you're new. My name is Nikki and this is Into Beauty. This is a channel all about beauty, so makeup, skincare and beauty of course. And today we're going to do a foundation review. It has been a while and that's just because sometimes I don't like to do all the research. But I did this time and look, the Milani Foundation Stick. And I absolutely love it. I know it's a spoiler, but still I can't help it. So if you want to see how it looks on my skin and what I think of it, how many points it got, is it a new #1, please keep on watching. We're going to do today an in-depth review of the foundation stick from Milani. It's brand new and I bought it from the Milani website because it's still not out in the Netherlands, but I got my hands on it and let's do a review. If I'm looking down, that's my computer. There is all the information that I need, like the points that I'm giving it, so bear with me, okay? The full name is the Conceal Plus Perfect Blur Out Skin Tint. That would suggest that it is more a skin tint, so a lighter coverage, but I disagree. When I was reading the reviews online, I saw there were people that disagreed with each other. Some say it's full coverage, some say it's medium, some say it's low coverage. But whenever I swatch it, it's just medium, light to medium coverage. So it's easy, buildable, but still, it's not a skin tint like a tinted sunscreen or something. It is a true foundation, but light foundation. Let's first talk about the shade selection. They have currently now 25 shades and in my opinion that's a bit too little. They do have a full range, so really fair to really dark, so I must commend them on that. But when you look at it, 25 shades is not enough to cover everybody. They do however have a lot of undertones. Let me read them out to you. Neutral, cool, warm, cool neutral, warm peachy, warm yellow, golden beige, olive, yellow, golden olive, neutral olive, golden neutral, warm red, warm golden and golden. And only 25 shades. So yes, give me all the undertones, but please make it a shade range of, I don't know, 75. So each undertone can have his own shade range. So I'm a bit baffled about that, because the olive is only appeared once or twice maybe, and it's only in the darker skin tones. But what about my fair olive skins? Or the golden tones are only in the deeper skin tones but not on the lighter ones. I know there are some of you that have lighter skin tones but golden undertones. And while the neutrals don't really appear in the higher spectrum, so it's a bit conflicting. So that one needs work, but good on them for so many undertones. That is really good. Just expand the shade range. That's all you have to do, because the coloring is really good, but I will get into that later. My shade is shade 4, and if you need a reminder, I am usually an NC15 for MAC, or in shade 1.5 by Dior, or 220 shortbread in Huda Beauty, 1 and 2 Ecru in Estee Lauder, to give you some options. So if you have similar tones as me, number 4 is a good shade match. Because the shade match needs some work, in the sense of they need to have more, I'm going to give them a 7. If they would have had like 50 shades with the same undertones, that would be a definite 10. They still need some work, so come on Milani, release some more shades and you're good to go. Next one up is availability. And most of you know Milani is widely available across the whole US and it's really easy to come by. Of course, the Milani website ships worldwide, so no issues there. I had to order from the Milani website because the Netherlands, they have a bit of Milani, but not much. Douglas has some, Boozy Shop has some, but only select items. And I didn't have this one yet, even when I'm filming, and the shipping took about 2 weeks. So yeah, we're fine behind. I believe if this is coming to the Netherlands, it will be at least another half a year. So because Milani is widely available and just not for the Netherlands yet, I'm going to give it a 9. It would be perfect if they released it all at the same time all across the world, but I get why they don't. Then we go for pricing. Pricing is a bit different from the US and the Netherlands. Like always, when I go as a Dutchie to the Milani website, I get the conversion and it's 21 euros. So that is a bit high for a drugstore foundation. For reference, if we go to the Kruidvat or Ethos for a L'Oreal foundation, it's usually between 15 and 20 euros. So it is a bit higher, but for the US, when I look at Ulta, it's $17. So 17 would place it right in the middle, and it's still on the lower end of the spectrum. For my ground rules, below $20, it's low end. So the pricing is really good. Would it even be better if it's a little bit less? Yes, absolutely. I think that drugstore is getting out of hand. Please remove all of these sales that they are doing and just lower the price. Especially in the Netherlands, they are prone to do that. Usually we have 1+1 or a second one for €1. So that means that the price could be half the price. Otherwise they wouldn't promote it like that. I get it, it will drive sales, but at the same time, if a foundation is like 20 euros, offer it for 10 and people will buy it more often because it's cheaper. I get why they don't, because it will drive less sales, but please lower your prices just a tad and less sales. But still, it's a really affordable foundation, so I'm going to give it a 9. Then we go to the packaging. The packaging is really sleek, really simple, classic with the beige cover. Of course, darker shades will have a darker color, so it will match, and I like that fact about it. Most people don't like the fact that there's an extra cap because they are going to lose it, but this one holds in the freshness just like the Milk Makeup bronzer sticks, or I believe even the Easy Blur from Fenty has this one. It's just what usually happens with a foundation stick. Dior doesn't has that, and I know it will go bad more quickly, but they don't like those caps because it's not a luxury, of course. They do also have some extra lining in there, so probably the formula is prone to dry out. So please be aware, don't let this sit too long because it will dry out. But other than that, the packaging is really sleek. I do say, when you look at the promotion pictures and probably in store, seeing all the different colors in a row would be really lovely. But at home, it's a bit boring. When you look at Catrice or Essence, I expect to get a bit of a boring packaging, but it is on brand, absolutely. When you look at all the other Milani packaging with the gold lettering and the simple look, but it's a bit boring. So that's why I'm going to give it a 7. It's really sleek, really easy to travel with, but the packaging is a bit boring. So maybe if they up their game a bit with the packaging, I would love it even more. Then we go to shade accuracy. Like I said before, with this shade selection, it's really, really good. I believe that no one complained online that the shade wasn't correct. So that means that what they claim isn't the correct shade. Yes, people got the wrong shades like always, of course. I also saw people confusing it that it's a concealer. But the Conceal and Perfect line is just a line that they brought out and have multiple products in. So it's not a concealer, guys, it's a foundation. But the shade accuracy is quite good. The undertones are correct, the names are correct when you look at the numbering. Yes, the darker is really, really deep. When you look at the light and the fair, it's really, really fair. Could they add even a more fair shade? Yes, they could. And maybe even a white and a blue, etc. So you can color correct yourself, and maybe for makeup artists it would be really helpful. So maybe that will be an extra addition, but other than that, the name accuracy is really good. Like I said, we just need more shades. That's why I'm going to give it an 8 and not a 10, because it's easier to not mess up when you only have 25 shades instead of like 50 or 75 or anything. And I have to commend them that it doesn't oxidize. At least not on me, not on what I've seen online. It doesn't oxidize, so yay. Then we go to the texture, and the texture is so lovely. It's a beautiful satin velvet feel when you put it on, just like the Dior one. Yes, it will glide on, beautiful emollients, really hydrating. Even for my dry patches, I don't see anything. Would it be a foundation for dry skin? I don't think so. It's more geared toward normal to combination to oily skin. So keep that in mind. If you have dry skin, really hydrate your skin well. Even mist it right before you put it on. That could help. But it's a beautiful texture. And when you look at the finish, when you don't powder it, it will be a little bit self-setting. It doesn't smear or anything. I tested it out. And it will leave a more satin glow. So your skin will be glowing when you don't set it. If you do set it, it will be a beautiful matte satin look and stays on all day. So it's a beautiful texture. And like I said before, it's a more buildable medium coverage that will cover most blemishes, but it isn't that full-on cakey look. So for the texture, I'm going to give it a 7. Then we go for name accuracy. Are the claims correct? Is what they're claiming true? Let me read the claims and tell you. Soft filtered skin is just a swipe away. Yes, it's really easy to use. Just swipe it on and blend. This ultra blurring. Yes, it's blurring. Nourishing formula. Yes, it's nourishing, but not nourishing enough for dry skin. Melts into skin, delivering buildable light to medium coverage. Yes, it's a light to medium coverage, but buildable. With a natural soft matte second skin finish. Absolutely. Soft matte second skin finish. I would say that the claims are correct. Absolutely. I must say that it's the first time that I can honestly say that the claims are completely correct. So kudos. The only thing I would say, it's not hydrating enough for the dry skin. They're not claiming it to be for dry skin, but they are claiming it to be for mature skin. I saw a recent post that they claimed that. I would say, yeah, it doesn't cling into my fine lines or anything. It will blur out, so I could see it working for mature skin. That's why I'm going to give it a 10. I couldn't say any more of the claims that aren't correct, so good on them. Next one up is blendability. It's a really smooth, blendable finish. I used it with my hands, with my brush, with my sponge. I like the brush the best, but for touch-ups I like my fingers. You can put it in your bag and touch up later. No issues there. You can use it as a touch-up stick. It will blend effortlessly over your already set base. No issues there. It's a beautiful product that blends really well. It's foolproof. It's idiot proof, let's say it like that. Nobody can mess this one up. And I know people are saying it's lying on top of their skin, it's not correctly diving into their skin, it's drying and clinging onto dry patches. Mostly those are people with dry skin. And next to that, they're not really blending and buffing it in. So just blend. It will be beautiful. It doesn't crease in my lines, my fine lines around here or my smile lines. It doesn't go into my pores or build up. It's beautiful. By the end of the day, it will dissipate around my nose or around my mouth, but that's what to expect with any foundation for me. So I'm going to give it a 9 because it would be even more perfect if it's also blendable for dry skin. Second to last is going to be the longevity. It's a beautiful long wearing foundation. Is it the most long wearing? No, it isn't. It isn't a foundation that you put on and you can wear it until the night or the next day. It isn't. Will it stay on flawlessly for about 6 hours? Yes, absolutely. You can touch up after that or just let it fade evenly. It will fade really lovely, really beautiful. So Nobody was going to say, oh, your foundation is looking so weird. No, absolutely no one. My husband didn't really saw it either, so I can get a full day's wear out of this one without even touching up. So I am really happy about it. Would it be even better if it's an all day full wear? Yes, but that would mean more drying agents, more alcohol, more polymers, anything to keep it on, to lock it in. So I'm really happy about the formula, so I don't mind as long as I get a full day's worth out of it. Because it's a really long wearing foundation for about 8 hours that elegantly disappears, I'm going to give it a 9. And for the last one is overall, and I'm going to be really sweet and quick about this one. It's a really good drugstore release. It's a really good foundation stick and I'm really happy I came across it. If you want a dupe for the Dior Foundation Stick, and because you don't want to afford the Dior Foundation Stick or you can't afford the Dior Foundation Stick, this is a really good dupe. And I'm going to say that lightly. It isn't exactly the same. But if you want the similar effect to the Dior Foundation Stick, it's really good. I'm not claiming dupes, I'm claiming similar effect. And with that, I'm going to say a beautiful foundation that I will wear often. So I'm going to give it another 9. For everybody that has been counting, that means it's going to be 86. And that's a really high number. That means it's just coming below the Dior Foundation Sticks, because that has 88 points. So it's next to the Dior one, the highest. So it's number 2 right now, and I'm really happy about it because it really reflects how I feel about this product. Yes, of course, it's scoring higher because of the price point, because of the availability, but good on them. I just wish that they put in more foundation shades because God, we need it. And of course, dry skin, it's not really for you. I wish you could really see it working, but so far what I've seen online, it's not for you. But for normal combination or oily skin, it's an absolute really beautiful foundation. So enough rambling, let's apply it. I'm just going to show you how I'm going to apply it, no chit chat, and I'm going to be really quick because it's a really quick foundation. As always, I'm going to use the same products, no primer. I'm going to use my Rose & Ben foundation brush in C42. My Decem concealer if I need it in 1.5, the Huda Beauty powder and my Scandinavia setting spray. I'm not going to put on some primer, but I did put on a release like I always do. And yes, I'm going full in. You don't have to wait. I don't have to do this in sections. And yes, I am applying this much because it's a skin tint. It's lower coverage and I like it to be medium coverage. And like you see, I'm slightly buffing it in, tapping where I need more coverage and really working it in. Even around my eyes, it doesn't disappear like that. It's really emollient. I don't know if you can see this. I'm not going to use extra concealer because I don't need it right now. It's really beautiful, tinted, covered up everything that I need. I'm going to use some cream products on my face and after that I'm going to set it with the powder. Well, this is the finished look. As you can see, my skin is really flawless. I just powdered a bit around my eyes. I did some cream products on my cheeks and it looks really beautiful. I absolutely love this foundation, and yes, I did my base multiple times because I wiped it off, put it on, wiped it off, put it on, wiped it off, because as you will see in the coming weeks I did a face off with some liquid bronzers. So Yes, I put it off and on every single time and it didn't budge. I could easily just reapply. So if you're still doubting if you should get this one, if you can't find your shade, just go swatch it in store. Absolutely pick it up. I don't say that often, but this is a beautiful foundation that everybody should own with normal, combination or oily skin. If you have dry skin, it's worth trying. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you still like foundation reviews, please give it a thumbs up so I know you liked them. Leave a comment down below which foundation I should try next. And I hope you will subscribe and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!